Hey everybody, how y'all doing tonight? Got Chuck and Ronan on panel.
Hello,
What's
hello.
Frank, Jen,
Oh, somebody there.
Sharon, Astua, Bushcraft, Carol Z. It's good to see all of y'all. So, and Gigi, if you're still here, um, so if y'all haven't heard, and I put it on my community page, Mr. B's link, that Shane had a stroke today and was put back in ICU. And so y'all please keep him in your prayers. He's a friend to all of us for some time, and he's having a really rough time.
Hey,
Kind of
Trilly.
makes
Sorry about it.
it kind of makes me wonder if it's because everything was just stopped instantly.
Yeah, you
Like
can't cold turkey drink. I don't know how
Wicked
much you
Trillium.
drank a lot.
Well, and with my stepfather, we found out that hospital, they will be, hey Dee, they will accommodate the patients if they're used to drinking all the time.
Yeah, they
And
should give them something to counteract or help.
yeah, and that's it. My stepfather, he kept asking for a beer, and um, they had told my mother that that they had him if it was okay, but because he was having problems swallowing, we just didn't feel like it was a good idea. But even the nursing home that they took him to afterwards, they said that, um, hey Dagmar, that they could keep a bottle up there if he needed it, and they would give it to him as he asked for it. But my stepdad, he hadn't asked for anything, and well, he had a stroke, is why he went in. So um, I don't even know if he
Yeah, he
that
might
was
even
just,
know he liked it.
and he may not even remember it because with the dementia and having a stroke, um, he's doing great once he got into the nursing home, and he's in a wheelchair. But so, I mean, don't write Shane off. I mean, it's we know God can do amazing things.
I've been worried about him through this whole thing. Been trying to figure out how to get a hold of him, and I just don't know how.
Yeah, I don't think you can
Um,
in the ICU.
no, Mr. B had and some others had put up an address for the ICU to send cards. Um, I don't have it. it. I wouldn't send it to his home address because I don't know if anybody's checking the mail, or his brother might be, but I don't know. And so that's a pretty good drive from where they live to the hospital where Shane's at. So I don't know how often his brother even goes. I know he's having to work and take care of everything.
I
So
know.
there's that.
I know a gal that's a nurse in a nursing home, and one of the men there that she takes care of has it's not like a prescription from a doctor, but it's like a daily allotment of beer and alcohol, and they have it there at the nursing home
Yeah.
from him. And when he wants, he's get me a beer, you know, and I think I don't know
Yes.
exactly how much or what it is, yeah, it's a limitation, but because of how much, you
Yeah.
know, he drank and stuff. It's better for him to have that than, yeah, cutting it off cold turkey
Hey,
like
Big
that.
Chap and Pappy.
Hey,
Good to
Jack,
see
hey,
you.
Patrick,
Yeah,
Jack.
I know. Well, there's some kind of medication that they give them also, it seems like. And then, but yeah, even our nursing home here, I'll see the residents out there smoking, and they're like, yeah, if they want cigarettes, give them cigarettes. You know? Big gal, good to see you.
Hey, you hick. Hey, D.
So have y'all been watching the news? Have y'all been looking at any news? There's something that's really concerning to me that I want to read to y'all and see how you take it. Sharon, good to see you, hon. See if I can get it to pull up again.
Hey, Chair.
Okay, this is from the New York Post in the World News that Biden is sending 800 fresh troops to the border, but not for enforcement. Thank you, Awakened Trillium. Amen. So, okay. Up to 800 additional U.S. military members are being sent to the Mexico border, but won't play any role in stemming the latest surge of illegal migration into America, the Biden administration has announced. The active duty personnel will focus on logistics and other functions at the border. Hey, George.
Hey.
At the border to allow more customs and border protection agents and officers to return to their core mission and responsibilities, the Department of Homeland Security said Wednesday night. In practice, that, and then comma, so that made me take notice. That means the troops will help with migrant processing and paperwork that would otherwise bog down CBP agents who are needed in the field and won't engage directly with the new arrivals. There are already 24,000 border agents and officers along the U.S.-Mexico frontier, along with 2,500 state National Guard personnel, according to DHS. The Pentagon announced September 1st that up to 400 military personnel who were part of an initial 1,500 strong deployment to the border in early May will remain through the end of this month. But there was another part. On Wednesday, more than 4,000 migrants crossed into Eagle Pass, Texas, prompting the overwhelmed city to declare a state of emergency. Eagle Pass Mayor Rolando Salinas Jr. in June had declared the city's public park private property so that the State Department of Public Safety could arrest migrants trespassing there. Texas DPS spokesperson Chris Olivares said that the mayor has once again allowed police officers to arrest migrants crossing the river into the city's Shelby Park due to the unprecedented, right, influx of illegal immigrants crossing between the ports of entry. DPS troopers and Texas military will regain control, support local, county, federal, and local, county, and federal authorities and maintain an enforcement posture. And then Representative Eddie Morales said he hopes the crackdown will resonate with the rest of the migrants that are still in Mexico or Latin America to send a strong message that if you cross, you will be actually arrested and prosecuted for criminal trespass. So at the beginning, it sounds like they're not going to be doing anything. Hilarious too. Good to see you. And then it sounds like they're going to be arresting people. What is it?
It could be, and this is me just kind of thinking out loud, it might be something like they're easing the burden of the Texas government so that they can patrol the border and do that or whatnot better, or have more time to do that well, instead of processing the illegals down there.
Yeah, the feds are always here to help.
Well, I mean, the states do have the rights to say no, I guess. At what point, you blame the feds? I do too, I guess. They're all in on it together, though, the state and the Fed. Looks like it to me. Texas didn't say no, get out of here. We can handle it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
there's always...
that's what I'm thinking to Awaken Trillium. There's something big going down. It's I mean, y'all have seen it. Y'all have seen everything that's happening. They're letting them in. And so Eagle Pass, their population is 29,000. That's a small city in Texas. It's bigger than here, but still it's small. And so Selena said that this latest group makes up close to 50% of the city's 29,000 population, has taken a toll on our local resources, especially our local police force and our fire department. I mean, it's putting a strain on everything. Oh, and of course, Abbott's still accusing the Biden administration, cutting raisin wire that the Lone Star State has installed in Eagle Pass.
I remember seeing that video.
Yeah,
So maybe,
and he deployed more National Guard. And
maybe 800 more people are needed to swap pillows, because from what I understand, they're expecting an influx of 400,000 just alone next month.
And see, that's it. They're expecting. So they're just going to keep on. We see New York, New York up there. I think I saw the mayor of New York said, don't come. If you want to come to the United States, don't come here, or something like that. And Awaken Trillium, why do I keep hearing that date? That's only 2 days away. Kind of concerning. When I looked it up, the 23rd is it was a predicted date for was it the rapture or something like that? But so I've been asking everybody, what how come I keep hearing that date? I keep seeing it in chats, but I'm not hearing anybody say what it is.
Do you have a 1-2A battery?
Excuse me. Just a moment.
Well, my prediction is that the 23rd is going to happen a day after the 22nd and a day before the 24th. I believe it's a Saturday, so...
I agree with Ronan. Ronan's correct on that one. Dates are nothing you can go by. You can see timelines, but you can never put a specific date on anything. You can see all this being played. People think whatever happened to people yelling, "Oh, this is all about the elections." This is never about the elections. Did y'all figure that out? So what is it about? Can you not see your country being taken down in front of your eyes? Scary thought, ain't it? I'd rather look the other way and not see it.
Yeah.
You're going to end up living it. I don't care if you want to see it or not. You're going to end up living it.
But
You're already living it.
yeah, that's for sure.
Everybody's waiting for something big to happen. It's already happening. But people don't care. People don't care who the hell's running their damn country.
I'm sorry
What?
about that.
What foreign country's running your country right now? America? You don't even fucking know. It's not
Okay.
Americans. They
Some
keep you
corporations.
looking at these stupid fucking people. Excuse my language. They keep you looking at these stupid people and you miss the people who are really running it. And they're just laughing at you all the way to the bank.
Okay, George, calm down. We know that
I'm calm.
we have been taken over, and I understand. I totally understand your frustration.
Oh, well, because I understand of what I'm looking at. People don't really care. People
Yes,
want to pray
yeah.
in a human being. You know how long that is to the Bible? People are trying to pray in a human being. You know how wrong that is in the Bible? You know what you're going to get when you pray in a human being in the Bible. Do you understand what I'm saying?
When you pray in a human being,
Yes, when you pray for a human being to be your savior, you know what that means in the Bible.
I'm not praying for any man to be my savior.
You're going to get him. And it's not going to be the one you want.
Oh, wait. What did I just see? Melvita, good to see you.
I saw something. I think Sharon mentioned it, like a solar flare on the
Oh, I did.
23rd or something like that, or maybe like, yeah, I think it was that. I think I might have even heard something else about like maybe a asteroid or something. Now, I do believe that they could probably see that stuff coming, and they know like these things will have a goofy effect on what we're accustomed to, right? Like if a solar flare happens, I'm not
Yes.
saying it will, but it makes electronics act goofy, right? And people freak out. So they know everybody's on edge, right? So I
Yes.
believe part of their tactics is to monopolize on these types of situations. They know that this is going to happen. Nothing will happen, in my opinion. It'll be just another day, Saturday, hopefully a nice day. But anyway, maybe a solar flare or something like that happens, and just to kind of create that panic, so they put out this more fear. It's going to be the rapture, it's going to be the end of the world, it's going to be whatever, it's going to, all
2012.
these fear porn type things going on. And it's like, well, and up to this point, I don't think I've ever had one of these dates do anything near what supposedly they were gonna do. It was gonna do whatever, right?
Right. But is that to fool us? To get us thinking, yeah, it's just another day.
No,
And
I think it's to fool us into being paranoid all the time about everything.
The
well,
steers in a
yes.
direction.
And
You know what I'm saying? That to steer humanity into a certain direction, try to steer them into a certain direction.
Yeah, because the more fear and the more panic we're in, the more authority we give to these people we call the government to keep us safe and comfortable in this life that we have become accustomed to. And that's,
yeah.
Kind of what my 2 cents is about it.
That's how the past ones have worked, right? 9/11.
Yep.
What you can go all the way back to, to the Stone Age and see how things have changed humanity's course all the way through it.
Yes.
No wonder God told us the beginning and the end, huh?
Yes. But it seems like a long time ago, I saw somebody say something about September 23rd being Jesus' actual birthday. Did y'all ever hear anything like that?
Is whose?
Jesus' actual birthday is, it seems like it was September 23rd. Somewhere it seems like I saw that. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I've
But
heard
yeah.
things along those lines. Yeah, where like when the calendar had changed from the Gregorian calendar to whatever calendar, etc. These things have happened in history, and it might be something like that. I don't know. I suppose the moral of the story never changes, though. Like his birth date, specifically that number on the calendar.
Yeah.
There's
Jeremy said he did. Hello, Jeremy. Good to see you. Got
I
two
mean,
Sharons.
look at how much the calendar's probably been manipulated on man, for we don't know the real time of anything. I mean, we were told that we wouldn't know the time of the hour. Well, why? Because God knew time was going to be distorted somehow.
Well, and it is. We have time zones, right? Like,
Right, right. Exactly. You know, when you dissect something, you got to dissect everything about something. You got to look at who benefits over it. You got to look at the people that you're dealing with. You got to look all the way back to who people are, who they come from, where they come from, the belief system. And I mean, it's like asking anybody. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this. Don't anybody on the panel say none, but let's see who knows this one in the chat. Who did Jesus come here to save? I'd like to know what the chat thinks. Who did Jesus come here
Everyone.
to save? Huh?
Everyone.
That's a good one. I just like to see people, if they even know who Jesus even came here to save. What's so bad about that?
Jesus' birthday was actually Halloween, and the pagans did that with the government just despite it.
That's possible.
well, these are the dates that
No
the
one,
church,
no one in the
right?
chat will say nothing. No.
These the government acknowledges them, I suppose. They put them on, Google calendars as a day, right? However, they're there because I think the Roman Catholic Church are the ones that set these days, and that's why
Yeah,
we have
yeah,
Christmas.
that's what I'm going to say. It's the Roman Catholic Church that, and I was part of the Catholic Church. You wouldn't
I'm
believe
not.
evil bullshit that came out of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like good or bad I'm just saying I think that's where those came from, not necessarily the government. You know what I mean? Like the 4th of July, that's the government, right? That's a government holiday in the sense, like that's not a religious holiday.
Bonnie, can I show George my icon real quick? Did I change from this just so it's nice? I wanted him to see it.
And I just read George's. Thanks, George.
I had that up there, George, just and I wanted to be nice.
There you go, Chuck. That's it. So
Well,
it's kind of sad that you're made to be out through all the things that you say are come to pass, right? But you know what? My Savior was the same way. He was tormented, so why can't I be? Why can't you be? We're supposed to be tormented. It's no
yes.
big deal. It's like let it run off like water off a duck's back.
Even the apostles, they were killed mercilessly, except for one. I think it was John was the only one that passed from old age, wasn't he?
It's amazing that he walked with thieves, murderers. Them were what the apostles were. They were sinners. They were the worst of the worst. And it's funny how he walked with them and not the rich ones of the world, not the billionaires of the world, even in his time.
Yeah. But it doesn't seem like he came to teach religion as we call religion today. It was more like um, spirituality and how we should be treating each other.
Yeah, help
And
each other, feeding each other,
yeah,
guidance.
Yeah,
yes,
redemption, forgiveness, repentance, stuff
yes.
that they didn't have before. They had to sacrifice lambs and goats and stuff like that because some holy man told them they had to do that, say this prayer this much time, give this much money. It was all this, nonsense. Where when Jesus
Yeah.
came, he taught us those things, I believe.
Well, they're slaughtering animals just outside of Detroit right now, right? It's legal for them to slaughter animals there. Where's PETA and the animal rights activists on that one? You don't see them.
No, but if
Oh,
you're
they're
that's right.
government.
If you're
sponsors.
sacrificing them, it's okay. But if you're butchering them to put in your freezer, then you're the bad guy, right?
Right. Yep.
Right.
Yep. I've been fighting that one for years.
I
Not
like
supposed
that
to
one.
eat well.
Thank you, King ENT. So that's kind of where I was going with this. Is hey Gigi. Oh, yeah, it was on Saturday
Hey, Vaughn.
that he had the stroke. Hey, Bon Eric, good to see you. So that's where I think it's all. It starts in your home, and my goodness, my home is draining me. Just trying to get everyone realizing where we're at and what needs to be done. And then I've also been working on my community around me. And in doing that, I'm seeing what people are thinking and who I could likely trust. And but if it gets okay, we're already overwhelmed. I can't believe Texas is not out of food yet with all these migrants. But if it gets to where there is no food, starving people are capable of anything. What would you do to feed your children? And so that's where I think is going to be the biggest. And then, Chuck, can you pull up that one about the border, the state border, the crossing the state lines, or
Which one is it?
where did I
Oh,
send it?
they're pretty much closing Texas right off from the rest of the United States, supposedly, huh?
Yes, they were talking about so to keep the immigrants in Texas, they're talking about closing where no travel out of Texas. So it's pretty concerning that it sounds like nobody from Texas can leave Texas.
Yeah, like it's an open jail cell to the south, but the rest of them are going to be closed. Let me see. I'll find that.
And then seems like was Arizona talking about that also, or but that was from the administration that I was hearing that it was our, I think, DHS. I can't remember.
I found that one when you sent.
Well, they've been moving you all border patrol farther and farther inland for years,
Yes,
and nobody's been questioning them about that for years. I mean, they're supposed to be on the border. They're not supposed to be 7,500 miles from the border. Their checkpoints. I mean, not very many people have been questioning that over the years, but it's been happening for quite a while now.
You talking about this?
let's see. Hey, Meat Puppet.
Puppet.
Considering plan to force migrants to remain in Texas before. It might be in that story. I'm not sure. So then that brings me to question the zones, you know, those things.
Okay, go to the website. I don't know if that transferred it or not. Let's see. No. Here's the website.
Okay, David, I'm glad you said that. What
Hey,
can we
David.
do? To me, it's just doing what you can locally.
That one.
I'm not sure if that's the
Let me scroll it up.
if it talks about in the can you play the video? There you go.
The legal battle at the border. Texas officially appealing a federal judge siding with the White House and ordering the floating river barrier be removed by September 15th. The state's governor, Greg Abbott, is vowing to take this fight all the way to the Supreme Court now. Joining us now on What is Next, Lieutenant Chris Olivares from the Texas Department of Public Safety. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. What does this mean for border security?
Well, Senator, good afternoon. Great to be with you. So, of course, we know that, first off, this is a preliminary injunction. It's not a final deposition based on the merits. And the governor made it very clear yesterday that he's going to appeal the process. So we know for a fact that this marine barrier, Senator, has been proven to be effective because ever since it's been put in place, there has not been a single illegal border crossing either in front of that barrier or anyone trying to swim under that barrier. In fact, it has diverted the majority of illegal activity further upriver, miles away from the barrier. So what this means, this sends a clear message to the country that the federal government continues to neglect its responsibility to secure the border, and it continues to attack Texas and Governor Abbott for stepping up, doing their job, and taking on the responsibility to secure the border by placing infrastructure in the river to prevent illegal border crossings. Now, we have to keep in mind, Sandra, that first off, it's not legal under federal law to cross a river or a desert between the ports of entry. So essentially, the federal government has pretty much acknowledged that they're okay with mass migration. They're okay with illegal immigrants crossing the river between the ports of entry. They're okay with women and children crossing a river, crossing a desert to seek asylum. They're okay with illegal immigrants having to pay smugglers in Mexico who some have been extorted, assaulted, and raped, and some have lost their lives. We have lost over close to 2,000 migrants in the past 2.5 years because of this disastrous border crisis. So what this means is that they're not in favor of border security. They want to take away every effective tool in place to prevent illegal border crossings. And they continue to attack Governor Abbott and what the state of Texas is doing, trying to take measures into their own hands to protect the sovereignty of their state.
I just, some of the numbers up on our screen, want to draw our viewers' attention to the terror watch list apprehensions. I mean, that number continues to grow when you compare what's happening at the southern border. In the fiscal year 2023, 146 so far. That's October to July of this year. You look at that number is now already bigger than from 2017 to 2022 when there was 124. We're already this fiscal year nearing 150 on the terror watch list apprehended at the border. Do you have any reason to believe these numbers are going to improve? You look at migrant encounters at the southern border, July 2023, 183,000 up from 144,000 in June. You look fiscal year to date, we're almost at 2 million, already surpassing all the prior years to this point. Do you have any reason to think this is in a situation that will improve?
No, Senator, and I've been saying this from the very beginning, even after Title 42. It was just a matter of time before the situation was going to get much worse. And you see the threats to public safety, the threats to national security when you have, many individuals that are crossing our borders on the terror watch list, and even armed gunmen that are crossing our borders unimpeded. We have never seen nothing like this before. And it all goes back to what is being done and what's not being done at the federal level to secure our borders, to protect our states.
It is just remarkable. And coming up, we're going to have the reaction we're getting from the mayor here in New York City, who is calling on this White House to do something about this crisis as migrants overwhelm this city. Thanks so much, sir, for joining us.
That wasn't the one, but yeah, it's.
Yeah, I noticed it wasn't it. I can't find it. It's like there's a black spot in there amongst my stuff. Maybe they pulled it out.
Let me see if I can find it and see what it says real quick. Uh-oh. Got another visitor. You're not connected. Oh, there we go. Rabbits. Long time no see on panel.
Welcome to the Love Boat.
Be very, very
Seeing all these
quiet.
fine people up there, I had to get on this.
Be very, very quiet. We hunting rabbits.
Here we go.
I was
Rabbit twacks, great twacks.
Um, state of emergency. And Abbott declares an invasion for the third time. Eagle Pass Bridge overwhelmed by thousands of migrants. Did you see the train? It was coming. Wait.
Yeah, that house is under renewed thought.
Where the bus is out, gotta bring.
Oh,
them
no. No, I know he.
And this was a day ago. UN chief warns humanity has opened the gates to hell.
Number 42.
Let me see if I can open it and send it to Bonnie on here.
For all the Gematria lovers, I just threw off that number. Number
Wow, that's
42.
a lot of fucking people. Hold on, let me send you this one, Bonnie.
Yeah. Oh, you just,
That's David. David just sent it at the happy place down there. One country to another, holding hands.
really?
That's me.
Okay.
That's me and Ronan on the bottom bunk. We're holding hands down here.
So,
Okay, let me start it.
hey, Grace, in that house.
Look at all them people.
Welcome.
And so are they friendly? If they're friendly, and
Look at all them spears they got.
Friendly or not, they take down your country. We
Yes.
don't have jobs.
yes,
It takes down your country. It don't matter if they're friendly or not.
they're destroying the infrastructure, just like in my little small town that I was talking about. It cannot hold the amount of people that they are bringing in, and it's not immigrants, believe it or not. It's Californians and just from all over. And so they're trying to make this town grow, and we can't handle it. and that would mean new schools. It would mean a whole lot of everything being upgraded. And so what does that mean? Your taxes go up. It's just and that's anywhere USA right now.
So your
So
insurance is going up, your internet's going up,
yeah,
everything's going up. We got to pay for everything.
yes,
Everything's going to go up. It's not just, I mean, not just your taxes, everything that you need. Well, you don't need some of this shit, but you need gasoline. Gasoline's going to keep going up. They got to ship them here somehow. They got to get reimbursed money on everything they're doing. Your hospitalization's going to go up if you use a hospital. I mean, it's all going to go up.
okay. Tina's asking to come up.
Who?
I still think that
The Med House.
I
So
still think that people are still our best like resource, our number one resource. I'm not scared of the ones that are like standing in those corrals, just waiting to get in. It like the bad guys are already here as far as like
yes,
how any of that goes. You know what I mean?
yep, they came in the beginning.
Yeah, and I think like just trying to be optimistic about it too. Having more people is a good thing. Yeah, things may have to be rebuilt and redone, but now you have more people to do that, right? Commerce is moving a little bit more people to buy stuff. I make things to sell at flea markets, you know. Hey,
It's for
now
you,
there's more
Tina.
people walking through there spending a little bit more money, you know. I mean, just, trying to I'm not scared of the people that are like corralled in there just waiting to be processed and given their money because that's what they're there for. They're not, you know what I mean? Like it's pretty obvious. The bad guys are already there here, I should say. Like they've already been operating, doing bad things. The bad hombres, if you will,
Yes,
proverbially speaking.
and
Well,
David, I can't get it out of.
would you want to build the business first and then expand it? Or do you bring in all the workers, then want to build the business? Well, I mean, you tell me. I mean,
I don't, around me, I will say like in Dayton, there's like, I do see a lot of opportunity for a lot of these old buildings and stuff that have just gone to straight garbage. That then there's still like a section of them that a guy still has like his own welding shop out of, another corner of another building. Some other guys doing something else out of. So there's like a little bit of some life in there, but I'm not saying like everything's going to be beautiful, hunky dory. We're all going to be singing kumbaya and all this, but there'll be some movement. Maybe there'll be some ambition that's been missing in our culture for a long time. There's been a lot of being kept under the thumb.
we don't have a culture. United States does not have a culture. I mean, what's our culture? Baseball.
Well, maybe this will help kind of kick that in gear a little bit, get some movement going, see some people doing some things, and maybe give more of us that gumption to do something ourselves, right? It's easy.
Kick somebody in the ass.
Yeah. Because the reality is if we are getting to the point, I think we're here. If you're not willing to do the job, you will be replaced. I mean, I remember like growing up hearing about that in China, how like they're so like driven because they know they got a line of people just waiting for this guy to F up, lose his job so they can come right in. We're there too. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, now we need something different. We need, I don't know what that is
And so
exactly.
that's another issue is the diseases. And then so supposedly there's this new variant, a couple of them. I've seen 2 or 3. And so they're talking about one that's over in another country that they're keeping an eye on, but we already know they're starting with the mass again and supposed to be coming out with a new pokey. And so but they're not requiring it for anybody that's crossing the border
that you know of.
I consider it the new hokey pokey, but I turned myself around because that's what I'm all about.
I mean, we don't know if they're giving it to them or not. You don't know. I don't know. We're not on the border. And if you want to believe Fox News, I mean, there you go. Everybody says don't believe mainstream media, but we'll believe the numbers that Fox News throws out. I don't believe
I
none
can
of this stuff.
guarantee you that they do not have that amount of vaccines available. No way.
Well, you tell me how they came up with millions and millions and billions of them so quick. They must have been in the stages
They
way
didn't.
before that. I mean, think of it.
I don't.
Hello.
Hi, Meat Puppet. How are you?
I'm
Okay,
all right.
David asked you this. Are y'all okay with? Let me see what this is. Maybe I'll mute and see what it is first before I play it live.
Uh-oh. Rabbit, what are you sitting in the ditch?
I'm in the new,
I'm
American Housing
kind of
Authority,
sitting in the ditch.
known as the gutter.
Trying out your new camouflage outfit? I don't see a rabbit.
He's in the park.
Right.
He probably
He's that
is.
he's that long, skinny one.
I'll tell you what. You think things are bad now, though? Wait until that diesel gets close to $7 a gallon, because by somewhere between 6 and 7, you'll start seeing the owner operators shut down, and then the rest of the companies will start shutting down. You won't have shit in your stores.
Yay! I
Yes.
hope it happens.
Well, won't they
I
do?
want it
Won't
to
they
happen.
Won't they make city stores then? Isn't that what
Oh,
they're
yeah,
doing? They're
the
making the
company-
socialism,
organization of it.
communist
I
grocery
mean,
stores.
yeah.
Yeah, they're okay.
Well,
They're okay with the independents shutting down. They want you guys out the way anyway. Kind of in the way, Meat Puppet. You're in the way of this whole
Well-
collectivism shit. You're the
Yeah.
program.
Well, first of all, I'm not. I don't make enough money to be an independent. I've considered being an independent. I just don't
No,
have enough
that's right.
capital to get my own truck. But I talk to a lot of independents, and I can tell you, if you thought shit was bad after the porch backed up that we're still trying to dig out, let all these drivers shut down for 3 days because the fuel prices and stuff are too high. Wait and see what happens. Them warehouses will run out real quick.
Or maybe the WHO will call the pandemic, huh?
Oh,
That'll shut it all down because we're now
No,
underneath
Meat
the
Puppet.
WHO.
You're replaceable with it. I'm sorry, George. You're
I know that
replaceable with
Meat
AI.
Puppet, they replaced the last ones with a bunch of Somalis they brought here. They brought,
Yeah, Somalis, Ethiopians,
Yeah.
other Arabs, yeah.
I mean, they ain't worried about replacing someone like Meat Puppet.
Nope, they'll
This is
replace
what
me in a
people-
heartbeat with some idiot who crossed the border illegally, paying for cash.
Right.
Can't read, write
Hold up,
English.
this isn't the Save the Whales channel. I thought this was the
No.
Global Climate Change channel.
No,
I'm
that's
on
the other
wrong
channel.
fucking thing again.
Safe
We
and
hunt rabbits
effective.
over here.
Safe and
This
effective.
ain't no save no
My
world
bad.
channel. We hunt rabbits.
I'll just sit back here in the bushes. No, man, I chained myself. Yeah, I chained myself to this light pole protesting climate change. Been sitting out here for 9 days. No wonder no one gives a shit.
Sitting out there waiting for Greta Thunberg to sail her boat by.
And yell, "How dare you!" Oh, good to see you come out of the woods,
I ain't
George.
interested in Corky's sister.
By the way,
I just
Hey,
want to know
Chuck.
what's going on.
Oh, that email, Chuck, that doesn't work anymore. I'm sending you the real one. Sorry, you guys. By the way, nice
No,
meeting
you're
you.
good.
Thanks for having me up,
Uh-oh.
Bonnie. Rabbits, what's up, brother?
The
How
hell
you
was
doing?
that?
What's up, Meat Puppet? Hey, end of the world.
What's
How
up?
you doing? What's up, Ronan? How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. It's a blessing to be here with you guys.
Hi, Peanut.
Hey, Bonnie. Thanks for having me up.
Okay, I found that one TikTok, and it's pretty good. It's still not the one saying closing off Texas.
Fabulous.
And yes, rabbits,
What?
I would like for you to explain how to save the world after this, please. Okay, y'all ready?
Sure, go for it.
Do I have to mute TikTok? Oh, I have to share. Yes, I got to mute. Okay, muting again.
Yeah, my phone ain't working good enough to save the world anyhow.
Oh yeah. Sleeper berth. Okay, we are in sleeper berth.
Nice harvest, Ronan. I forgot to tell you.
Thank you.
I see someone's little finger running all over but it wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah, I
Well,
thought we were going to watch
it
a
was-
video.
I was gonna say it looked like it was starting to play, but I didn't hear any audio. So,
It won't play for me,
oh,
but it's Anthony Aguero, whatever his name is. He's hey, he's asking each of them, "Where you from? Where are you going?" And each
Anthony
one of them,
Arguello.
yeah,
Who's
thank
your
you.
daddy and who's her sister?
And they're saying every state.
Yep.
Everybody's
Anthony
got to get
Arguello.
a part of this ice cream.
Okay, now save the world. Oh, he's got a bad connection, doesn't he?
that's because he's hiding in the bushes.
Kind of gives you the warm and fuzzies thinking about it, like getting an anal exam. Shit turns my stomach. We talking about it now. My stomach's in a knot.
I don't
That's-
recommend it.
Quit chewing on them enemas.
That's because you
And
let all the participation
why-
trophy kids take over. Sorry, go ahead, Bonnie. I didn't mean to.
That's okay. But that's why I've been saying from the beginning. Work on your mind, work on your body, work on your soul, because we're going to need all of those things. And
It's like they all have to be exercised, right? Like you work out your muscles, read to exercise your mind, right? And then
yes,
the pray,
Yes.
fast, etc., to build up your spirit.
yes,
Yeah.
because we've got to be prepared for whatever. I mean, it could get really bad.
Oh, it's going
And
to. Unfortunately.
I just want to see everybody make it through it. And so any clues on how to do that would be awesome.
Well, there's only 3 things you can do. Sorry for whoever I just stepped on.
Right.
But there's only 3 ways to do it. There's prepare, pray, stock up a little bit, and then the rest is out of your hands. Ain't nothing else you can do.
True that.
And might I humbly suggest get right with God, because sooner or later, with the way things are going, you'll probably end up meeting him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And it says we're all going to be judged. Every person will be judged.
No,
Not
not everybody
Earth.
says that. Everybody says they're going to heaven. They skip the judgment thing. They go straight to
No.
They,
No, what do you mean?
Really?
No, that's what other people say. They tell you. You ask them where they're going when they die, and they tell you they're going to heaven. And I'm
Some get
telling
the
you, they
first
skip
class
judgment.
expressway to hell.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
They're
Chuck's
taking the
right.
express lane.
They're in the express lane straight down. Because you can say you're going to heaven, but saying you're a Christian or saying you're going to heaven doesn't make you a Christian any more than going to McDonald's makes you a cheeseburger.
Boy, I wonder why even the Bible says many of Christians will be lost because their lack of knowledge.
Interesting.
Well, they say it says they perish. My people perish for a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
Is the approximately what it says. It's not exact, but it's pretty close to that.
Satan's got a fresh pineapple for these people that act like they're good people and then turn around and stab them in the back.
I agree,
Well,
Chuck, 100%.
There's a lot of good people in hell, unfortunately.
Yep. They just
but at least they
missed the
you
turn.
know they didn't come to the Lord or whatever. But like someone who's like wears they wrap themselves in the flag and they're all waving the banner of the cross everywhere, but they don't mean it at all. They come and smile at your face and they stab you in the back. I think that's what you're talking
Highway
about.
to hell is paved in good intentions.
Yeah, amen.
Yep.
Oh, I love that song.
By the way, George, quick side note, I'm going to have to try to find that video so I can post it to Facebook to see if they'll ban me.
Which one?
The one you said I should look for, but I haven't had time.
That's added in that one I'm going to send you.
Okay, because I want to post it and see if they'll ban me.
I'm still working on that. You know, it's hard to get. You know, there's so much information out there, and
there's a lot
into 15 minutes and get as much as you can. I mean, I've been taking this video in and out different cuts, and I mean it's a nightmare, but it's going to be good. I thought the one I thought the reload I did today was pretty good.
Yeah, I'll even post it to my Rumble too, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook. See which one bans me first.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you guys.
No, go ahead.
Bonnie, I gotta go. I already promised someone else that I was gonna go live with them, so I got to go to their channel. But I saw you were live. I had to come by to share some love with you, and then I saw Chuck up in there. Chuck, I haven't talked to you in days, brother. You know, you're this. I really respect you a lot. You're always fun, and I get what you're saying, and we're gonna talk, brother. And everybody else, it's a pleasure to meet you all. God bless you all in Jesus' name, man. I'll see you guys later.
To the Love Boat.
See you later, bud.
All right,
Much appreciated, Peanut. God bless
Chuck
you.
was driving around in his car earlier.
Okay, can I trust you gentlemen to be good while I excuse myself for a second?
Us?
We're gonna
sure. We'll be good. No worries.
All right,
Rabbit's
chat.
hiding in the bushes.
Y'all tell me.
Take all
I'll
the
be
fun
right
out
back.
of it. Just like a mom would do. Yeah, I'll be good. I'll be back in a minute. All right. Which one do you guys want to start?
Exactly hilarious too. Exactly. I don't want to wait for my reality to be over. I wish it was over. I'm tired of being here.
It's not that far off.
No, the way things are going, no, it won't be long at all.
Yeah, they've been talking end days for 1,000 years, though.
Oh yeah, but the difference now is everything is converging all at once, and you're seeing all the signs stacked on top of each other. Sorry, go ahead, George.
Never been a time in history have you seen the signs like you're seeing now.
Right.
Yeah, but that's man-made clock that's causing this, not God's clock, how he intended it.
God has made it all free will. It's like God has nothing to do with any of this. It's our free will that's making all this happen. You got to understand where in the hell you're at first, Chuck. You read Job. Job.
Every nuke in the world could pop right now. If he don't want it to go off and destroy its toy, then it ain't going to happen.
He told you what's going to happen. And it's not because he's going to do it. You got to understand where you are living, is what I'm saying. And if you read Job, it tells you whose planet this is. This is not, I don't know what to say. I don't know why it's so plain in your Bible, but I tell you to go read it, and you won't go read it. It's in Job. Some people call it Job because they ain't got one, but it's called Job.
Yep.
I don't know what was said when I was gone.
The hell's that sound?
No, not bad. We were good.
We were being half.
What sound? But Meat Puppet, I heard you make a comment.
I'm hearing George yelling at people.
You're ready to go. No. There's good things to still experience here.
Well, when I say ready to go, I mean in the Raptor,
Nope,
or as I
nope.
refer to it,
I've already
the
been.
first boat out.
I'm not on the first boat, man. I'm here. I'm waiting for the last boat.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord willing, we have more to do
I
here.
don't know, man.
I
Once you've been to
know
the
that we're
Cheesecake Factory, it's all downhill from there.
You know,
No, I
Cheesecake
really
Factory has
thought
okay
that you would
cheesecake.
be
Mm-mm.
But go ahead.
Cheesecake
rabbits. I thought
Factory.
you would give me the
Once you
sensible
do
act.
that, you can leave a happy man.
Okay, hold on. What were you trying to say,
Okay.
Miss Bonnie? Hold on, guys. Wait, she's trying to say something.
My
What were you
connection's
trying
too
to say,
broken
Bonnie?
for sensible.
I'm sorry.
What were you trying to say before a rabbit got on his trail about hiding in the weeds, eating cheesecake?
I don't know. Didn't know he was hiding in the weeds. I saw a Pepsi. Didn't know he was eating cheesecake in the weeds. Why are you in the weeds eating cheese? Never mind. You don't have to.
It's not weeds. All right? Those aren't weeds. Those are leeks. Thank you very much.
Same difference.
Yeah. Bunch of crazies.
I wonder why Jesus said
I came here
that,
for a sensible conversation.
Yeah.
I thought we were being sensible,
Okay.
other than Bonnie forgot what she was saying because
Is that what he said?
All right. Do y'all really think we are totally doomed? Really?
well, in the sense that we can't stop what's coming, yes,
I'm
but
not.
until then, we have to just occupy and do what
Yes.
we can do until then.
I'm not totally doomed. I don't know about you guys, but I'll be all right.
I'm with you, Ronan. It's just that I want to stay for part of the party.
And Ronan, I admire that you are doing all the things that you are doing
Doomed and
by
done for are
yourself.
two different things. We ain't done for, but we're doomed.
Because I'm trying my hardest to do it all by myself, and it's not working. And that's why I'm trying to.
Ronan's doing a great job.
Yes,
I'm
he
all by
is.
myself, but you
And
know, what I would add to this is that we talk, you kind of ask like, what should we do, this and that. What I do, I guess what I want to say is that like I listen to people, I hear them, I take what they have to say seriously and I apply it in some places. But when you do what man tells you or some man tells you to do, it's the wrong way of going about it. I I follow what the Holy Spirit compels me to do. There's no man saying do this, do that, stock up 15 cans of beans, have 90 days of water. Like all this stuff to me is nonsense. I know that where I need water, I get it. Like these things I've already kind of, I don't want to say prepared, but I know what I need to do in that sense. But when you listen to other people and you follow their direction and you fail, they don't share with you in your failure. They may feel bad, they may have compassion, remorse, or whatever. If you're lucky, most people don't even give a shit, right? But when you do what the Holy Spirit compels you to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
His promise is that he will help you regardless. He will be there with you. He will guide you. He will lift you up. And that's where you go when you fail anyway, right? You always go back on your knees, right? So
yes.
Yep.
ultimately, we can prepare, we can listen to man's advice and we can do whatever, but really what you need to do and what everybody needs to do is be compelled by the Holy Spirit, not by any man, preacher, politician, whatever,
Well, I
Yes.
agree, and that's why the only advice I give is seek Jesus and the Holy Spirit, and that's about all the more I tell them to go do. Like
Well, for
anything
me, I
else,
like food
that's up to you.
security. I like food security. I like water security. I like security.
Nothing wrong with being prepared. You absolutely have to be prepared.
God has warned many times in the Bible for his people to prepare.
Yeah, he's
And that's
also
what I
had
believe.
water come from a rock, manna fall
Yep.
from heaven.
I tried that; it didn't work.
I know, but hey, you didn't need it enough because you're still here. You got water somewhere else, didn't you?
Oh, he gave me the second biggest inland lake on the planet, so I'm pretty
Exactly,
good.
and yep, exactly. And the land I bought
Hey,
has water, wells, plural, and that's and enough land to grow food, and you
Right?
know
Yeah, raising animals and growing food, you ain't got time to sin, do you?
yeah, that's true. You often
Don't
find a
tell that
way,
to the
though. I'll
Afghanis.
tell you that.
Don't
Oh, don't
involve the
worry.
animals.
You'll see them they're in Las Vegas washing their butts in the big old fountains pretty soon.
That ain't nice.
Uh, well,
You
I
know the secret
definitely
to getting the
believe
water out of that rock.
Yeah.
I'm
what,
I
waiting.
just for my family, because I also know that the Bible says that as my role as a man and the head of the family, it's my responsibility for their safety and what they receive.
Yep.
I
And you didn't
understand
need a
my
man to
role.
tell you that.
I understand
That's
my
right.
role as it states in the Bible that it's my responsibility to take care of my family.
Yep. What were you saying, Bunny? Or gonna say?
I definitely believe that we are directed by the Holy Spirit in what we should be doing. And I don't think that just sitting and praying, I mean, that's,
Here's
yes,
what I'm
I
going to
talk
ask
to
That
about
him
that.
daily.
I guess
Why
that's
I
not
don't
what
get
I
into
But
prayers
intended
with
to.
other people. I don't know where their prayers are being directed. You can tell me anything that you want. If I don't know you, especially on this internet, I don't want you praying for me. I don't know what kind of demons you possess.
Damn internet.
I mean, I'd rather you just pray for yourself.
Yeah.
That'd give me
well,
more clarification. But sit there and say, well, we're going to pray for this. Or do you even know the enemy that you're praying against? No, that we'll just pray that Biden gets out of the White House or Trump gets in the
so
White House.
maybe
That is not prayer. That is not praying. You want God's will to be your prayer. You don't want your will to be your prayer. You want his will to be your prayer.
yes.
There's
And
a
his
difference.
is probably a lot different than ours is. And maybe it's just being thankful for what we do have. I do still
Well,
have a
no, I
roof
mean,
over
you're
my
supposed to
head.
give thanks for
I
what
do
you have.
still have food. Yeah.
But what you got to remember is prayer is only part of the solution. Then you have to
Live
act
it.
on whatever you're told to do.
Yeah, live it.
Well, and
Right.
that's what I wanted to make sure I wasn't trying to say, just sit there and pray and wait for the Holy
Yeah,
Spirit
no,
to
no, no.
tell
I
you to do
understand.
something.
Oh,
I
My
I
understood
point
know
what.
that,
was
Ron.
anything you do, it doesn't matter if you want to do something. It's not, and if you're one of my people, I will say it like this, all right? If you want to do something, you don't have hate and malice in your heart looking to steal from people, right? You just want to do something to live, do it. It doesn't matter what it is or if it seems goofy or whatever, right? That you have that spark of creativity, that imagination or whatever you want to call it, right? Do that. And you might do something with it, you might not, but you're doing something, right? And if you fail, it's something, hey, I wanted to do it. I felt compelled to do it. It's in that sense, you're still doing something. But if you're waiting for a voice to whisper something in your ear, whether it comes from another man or an angel or whatever, I don't know how people think a lot of the times, I suppose, but I think that's wasteful. I think if you can be doing something, anything, do it, whether it's a little tomato plant in a bucket or whatever.
It goes back to the guy stuck on the roof of the house asking God to help him. And he sent 3 different people to help him, and he wouldn't take it because he was waiting for God. Well, God uses people. He will even use non-believers to work in your life.
Yes, he will.
And so will Satan. He'll use
Well,
believers.
yes.
But that's where discernment comes in. But that's a discussion for another day.
Yes.
I mean, this
How-
we live on a 2-way street.
Well, what the hell is this discussion? Because I'm lost. What the hell were we
Well,
talking
that's
about?
'cause you were
Who's
busy.
running this ship?
Okay,
I'm
now that
sitting
we
where
can
I
hear
feel right
you.
to sit at. That's what Ronan said to do.
So
It feels
you
nice
wait.
here.
Sit
All
there
right.
and you wait. You become one with the
Yeah.
grass. Watch the water.
Hey, and
Sit there and watch the water.
it's gonna happen. You know, I mean, I feel better already. And anytime I got any questions, I just go to CNN and they tell me what I need to know. It even says what you need to know about whatever. I don't even got to think. It's great.
oh no.
I don't know what all the hoopla is about. Just do what you're told already. Shit. Quit making things difficult. Free thought and shit. You guys are
Hey,
weird.
hey, just calm down, Rabbit. Eat your cheesecake in the weeds.
Yes, that's right. Free thought, definitely not safe and effective. I don't know what I was thinking. I immediately retract my
Oh,
statement
that's
to increase my social credit score.
That's right. You just
I'm
lost like 10 points
dehydrated
just by
and
thinking
had
that.
a temporary lapse in judgment. Global warming is going to kill everybody if we're not.
You ever really get
Problem.
cornered, Ronan? You ever get really cornered? If the man ever really corners you, just tell him you're in between genders. You're trying to figure it out and you're having a hard time. They'll leave you alone.
I may have to use that
I'm in between
someday. The way
genders.
the
I'm trying
world
to
is
figure out what
going,
I am.
the way that I may have to use that someday to get me out of a bind. And
Well,
I will. I'm not
keep it in
too
your
proud.
pocket. Don't tell nobody. I'll be like,
Just tell him.
Tell him you're in the middle of a transition.
Right.
If you get in a bad spot, Ronan, just tell them you identify as a not guilty person and they have to let you go. Because if they don't, they're racist.
I
No, you gotta
haven't
play the
even gotten
game.
to that point yet. I haven't been able to finish the first box. I don't know if male, female, what is this business? Oh, shoot. I'm confused.
You
So
better be kidding me. You're talking about the business. We had that talk. It was an epic talk.
I keep hearing people say something like, okay, if somebody came up and they were just starving, needed food, they would give them a can of something. So
I throw them a can of corn. That's where you heard that from me.
okay, check. So in your eyes, would that potentially make you a target because, oh, he's got food? And so that's where I'm like, okay.
And if you turn your back on them in God's eye, that make you a bad person for not helping somebody. So
no, this is what
exactly.
you do.
So it's.
Oh, sorry.
So that's why you stay armed, so that if they do come to your property, you can tell them, say, look, you need to leave, or the next person you talk to is Jesus, and he'll deal with you.
No,
hang out here too long, and you can eat the one I shoot. Oops, sorry. I shouldn't say
that's where you get to know the people around you, because you can just watch them. You can watch them coming and going from their house, and you can tell what kind of people they are. You know what kind of neighbors you have.
I've been here
if
9
you're
years.
paying attention.
A handful of times, except one across the street. So basically, what you're saying by that fact, it's not like the nuclear neighbors and growing up we had as kids around here. I've been here 9 years, and over to help people, try to talk to them, try to walk up. Yeah, they might be afraid of a 6'7" person, but it's no sense of being rude. Oh, I'm so scared of him. I'm gonna treat him like shit. It's just wrong how people are, and in the end, God will get them.
Well, and you're gonna run into people like that, and that's where it's gonna take so much discernment, so much faith, just pure faith is and trust. And I mean, I don't know. It's going to be tough. If they bust through my door, then we got a problem. But I don't know. I don't even want to think about all
That's a law here, which that doesn't matter. God's law doesn't matter about existing law in the city. But
well, and that's the thing.
What would you do,
Stalk your
Ronan?
churches.
What would I do?
Yeah, that's
you can-
no.
I'd
Yeah, you said,
I'd
what would you
rub
do?
my
Ronan would,
eyes. This is what I would do. I'd rub my eyes, make them look real red. I'd splash a bunch of water on my face to make myself look all sweaty and just look as sickly as I possibly could when I went to the door. And I'd have a can of beans, because that's what they want, and just look as weak and as sickly, sniffling, coughing. Yeah, here's some beans. You want beans?
just show up next.
nasty.
This is all I got, right? But I'm packing,
show-
I'm not. I'm just playing. I'm not.
Just show up naked and say, "Come on in."
And see if they take it. If they take it, see how they take it, whatever. If they don't, they're like, nah, forget it. I'm out of here. They're not hungry. If they don't take it, they're not hungry enough. They're probably the bad guy, But if they take it, they're probably hungry and they're willing to probably get sick. They figure, hey, I'll wash the can and feed my kid the beans or something. They might be someone that could help you out in one way or another. I'm a little more honest, if you ask me. That's probably something I would do. I'd play games a little bit.
What if you mention bartering? Like, okay, do you have something to barter?
I don't.
What do you have that maybe we could trade out? Maybe you have a little bit of flour and what?
I'd have to know you to barter from you. I'd have to know you before I took anything from you, though. Personally, I would have a hard time doing that.
I don't barter with a whole bunch of, yeah.
It could be poison, it could be a problem, could be a trap, could be something else. But if if we have a relationship with my neighbors, I'll barter. I know them, right? Hopefully, that's a little bit different. But trust is out the window at that point. I want to see what kind of person you are, who you are at the core,
That's where it comes into building your community. And so that's where church is a good place, because that's where you get to know people.
What's that Elaine's talking about? You're following fake news and corrupt channel the infiltration of evildoers' agenda.
I'm not an evildoer. What? You're following fake news and corrupt channels, infiltration of evildoers' agenda. Oh. And we're mind blowing. Hey, Hawk. Japan automated. Humans will be bad for business. Consistent prayer and dependence in God, only we shall be directed as to what He requires us to do. Constantly fearing what could be, only place worry in the way. I agree with that. And as Christ says, does worry bring you an extra hour, day, week? No, it does not. Take care of the poorest and spread the gospel, what I read. Y'all are putting in some good comments. I mean,
mighty fine.
Catamaran.
Just remember, every human being is about 20 candles and 10 gallons of biodiesel. Worst case, if you don't want to think about it, look him as a resource. Don't do that, Ronan.
A Roman candle.
So what did we solve tonight?
I came in late.
I didn't
What have
know
we
were
solved?
solving.
Well,
I didn't know we were solving anything.
I can tell you what we
Oh,
solved. People act stupid. The world is about to end as we know it, and diesel's going to go up.
I don't want cheesecake anymore, so we're good.
well, from what I've seen, things have been pretty rough for the past 4 years. Things have been pretty rough for a long time, but it's amped up the last 4 years. But it's still not as bad as it could be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it isn't headed in a good direction. It's headed towards that bad direction, isn't it?
I really wish
Or
it was
worse.
headed towards a good direction, but right now there's some bad coming first.
Right. I mean, even to get out of this where we're at, it's going to be bad. I mean, look at the people that are just taken into this country. How do you get them out?
Well, there's two ways. You put them on a plane and ship them out, or put a bullet in their head. Either
No,
way,
you put them
they're
the
out.
same way they came. You throw them on a train.
Oh
and
my
send them back.
goodness. Okay, we don't go that far.
Sure.
Oh, well, look, I didn't say they should do it. I just said there was two ways. You put them on a bus or a plane, or a bullet to the head. I didn't say you should do it.
No, but I
So
mean,
what
the
if-
damage is done, and what you're not seeing is the damage is done. It's
Oh, it
I mean,
is.
we haven't even started to fix this problem. It just keeps multiplying. And
Well,
you know,
that was
it's about taking down a country. That's what it's all about.
right. Sorry, what were you saying,
Okay.
Bonnie?
So knowing that it's
Mm.
about taking down a country, it's
But it's
about
not just
invading
our
a
country, Bonnie.
But it's
happening to Europe.
It's worldwide. Yes.
Yeah.
And so knowing that it's worldwide. Okay, so the Venezuelans, I don't know what's going on in Venezuela, but from what I understand, they're leaving there just because of their government. Well, we're having the same issues here. So why come here? And so then it's like, okay, so do we just swap countries? Do we go to their country and see if it's any better? Or
they're being promised stuff though, Bonnie. You're not being promised.
Well, they won't give you $4,000 a month.
Right, right. They're not.
They're not
They're
going to
being
give you shit
promised
when you
something.
leave.
You're not.
but see, and then I see the videos.
Most of them
that,
don't want to stay. It's a money run.
Yes, or something. So George, I've seen your videos with El Salvador in the go-karts. And so, but if you look beyond the go-karts, there's food growing everywhere.
It's not. That's Ecuador.
Ecuador. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
That's Ecuador.
So
But a lot of
on
all
the
them
sides of
countries
the
are pretty
road,
much the same.
okay,
sorry.
but they're allowed to grow food on the sides of the road so
They're
that
allowed to sell food on
that
the side of the road without restrictions. Nobody's
and
dropping
that's
dead.
what I was going to ask. Is it free to people to go pick, or do people sell it?
No, they sell it. They have food. I mean,
They
they have
sell
food
it.
carts all over. I mean, you look at any nation. You look at Iraq. They have food vendors all over. They grow the food. They sell. The people that sell it to the people that sell the food on their carts on the side of the road. But here's the thing about it. They're doing this without any government overwatch, and the government's stealing everything that these people produce for themselves. But the people that they're bringing here aren't wanting to work. They're wanting the $4,000 a month and the free housing and everything else.
He's selling
You're
mangoes.
not getting right. I mean, you're not getting the same things. If you're an American, you're not getting shit out of your government. But when these people
They'd
are
have to
getting
sell like
UN
7,000 mangoes.
when the United Nations is giving out all these money cards and everything else to these people. Why wouldn't you come? It's free. These people believe it's going to be free for the rest of their life, but they don't. Something bad's coming to the United States, and these people don't understand. They're being used to provoke this.
Yes.
These
And
people,
that's what they're
most of them
trying
are
to do, is
innocent
get us
too, but there's some bad ones in the bunch. And I'm saying, when you have military-aged men and a whole shitload of them, no women, no children, this ain't good. You're going to see all kinds of crime come up, but it won't matter because the world's going to be in chaos anyways.
And that's why we have to protect our Second Amendment to be able to protect ourselves.
Well, what if it's to bring everybody here, and this is where the mass killing is going to be, is the United States? You ain't going to be there to, they can tell the rest of the world whatever. I mean, remember, history is written by the victors.
Okay, so that's what y'all think it's going to come to, that we're going to be forced to do one thing or the other, either comply to what they want or be evicted.
Well, isn't that what your Bible says?
Evicted.
Don't you see that? Don't you see the digital money coming in? Don't you see that you're not going to be able to buy or sell without the mark of the beast? I mean, don't you see these things coming? We keep telling you, once they introduce this digital money or the digital shot deal or whatever, it's over. It's over. You surrender everything to them. The Bible talks about it, and we're right on the verge of that. I keep posting it, the executive orders that are out there. Look at all the executive orders that are sitting there. These executive orders have been there since, early 1900s, and they're using them all. They keep packaging them up into one big package for when the right person gets to use it. Oh, here's one for you. Who wrote the Patriot Act?
Drunk
Joe
politicians.
Biden did. Joe Biden did in 1995. Oh, what? If you're a Christian or a military veteran, you're on the terrorist list?
Yep.
I mean,
I don't think
stop
Joe
to
Biden
think
wrote
of where
anything in his entire career.
we're really at as a
He
nation.
plagiarized that from somewhere else, I'm sure.
I mean, think of where you're at as a nation. We're not very healthy when you got your government making laws against its own people. That's what all these executive orders are. They just keep handing them down. That's why they all get in there, and you're seeing them write just thousands of them. They're all against you. And I keep putting all these executive orders out there, but no one will read them. No one will read them. No one will go read the Patriot Act. No one will read the NDAA. They look at me like I'm crazy and stupid. What
if it's not true that they are getting money from our government? Because I just saw an article today where 13 people were found living in one home because they are trying their hardest to find work, and that was the only way that they can survive right now at this time. They were not put in a hotel. They weren't put in, there's no way they're putting all these people into hotels. I think that was staged to get everybody pissed off and try and set off a
you see all of them that they're housing inside of O'Hare Airport?
But I know that the first ones that came in, I saw the envelopes and the bracelets. I saw that they were getting the free stuff. But these that are coming now, I don't think that they are getting anything except for just let go into the country to do whatever. And then I don't know about the city that they have built in Texas, but
outside of Houston,
200,000 immigrants can live in that city. So it's massive, but are they just getting free housing, or, I really think that's a lot of people that they want to stay here. The West has already been taken over. Now they're taking over the East, building that city. And Chuck said he's seen them all the way up to him. So I'm right in the middle of it. And so I'm wondering what's the purpose. And then when I see this article about closing the state lines where you can't even travel to another state, that is concerning.
Aren't you glad you live in what you call a red state? Don't look so red anymore, does it?
It's oh yeah, it's still red.
No,
but
it don't look very
it
red when
is.
you see the shit that's going on in Texas. What, the churches last weekend had their drag queen thing going on in the churches. You got
That's
them
in
building the
Dallas.
hotels of Satan there. You come on, Bonnie. Let's be honest with each other and not try to. Texas is fucked up as just like the rest of our country. Face it.
Yes, I know it is. I'm not
I know,
saying
well,
it's
but I mean, you
not.
can't sit there and keep dividing people by saying red state, blue state bullshit. You can't keep
I
dividing
didn't
people.
say
We're
that.
one country. I know, but what I'm saying, I've heard you say red state. We're all that. I mean, you've said it before. I mean, come on now.
Okay, but
What I'm
it's
trying to
gotten to
say
where it
is
doesn't
that
even
is a
matter.
divisional thing too. When we call wherever you're
Yes,
at, whatever country, whatever state you're in, because all states are messed up right now. Not just so. I wouldn't
yes.
try to
It
divide a
doesn't matter
country by
red or
saying that we're
blue.
red or blue. Because that's a divisional thing to say.
Yeah,
And,
that
And we
city,
can see that.
Abbott City, Begani, they call it now TB City because it's all of them are fucking positive with tuberculosis. I just read that on something.
yeah, I mean, we
Okay.
gotta quit. I mean, that's where we see the mainstream media always calling them red, blue, and all this. It's people got to get away from that. You're either a human being or you're not.
Well, and it doesn't matter the
You're
political
right about that,
side of the
Awaken.
thing because the whole government is messed up, period. The
And that's
state government, the federal
yep,
government, the city
yep.
government, all of it is messed up. And so that's where you start where you're at. And no, you're not going to fix it. We're trying to get by with no rain and our water supply is getting depleted. And so that's me. That's what I'm looking at right here. I'm not looking at any illegals coming in here because of our sheriff, but how long will that last? I don't know. And so it's different in different areas. But the thing is, okay, so what if I decided my 200 years of roots don't matter here anymore? Can't imagine that. But what if I said, well, we are overrun with these people and the crime has skyrocketed and the safest thing for me to do would be to get out. But like you said, there's no other state to go to that's going to be any safer.
You're
So
in battle wherever you're at. You're in this battle. There's no place to run. That's what I keep trying
exactly.
to tell people. The battle is wherever you're at. You and your community is the ones that got to get out and battle. That's just, I mean, that's the way it's always been. It's like a tribal thing. You come together as one because you all have the same thing in common. But when you interbreed, intersect different religions, cultures, and stuff like what they're doing right now, and have been doing for the last 60 years, and doing what they've been doing, because this just didn't start yesterday. All this migration stuff. They estimate that there's probably anywhere between 50 to 100 million illegals in this country right now. You understand that? You're only seeing a
Yes.
trickle come through. This has been going on for 60
Oh, I know.
years. Because if
Yeah,
it's slowed down,
that infiltration, that's a replacement.
right? When
Wait till they start showing up running the streets with purge masks on.
They'll start changing the definition and then make us all illegals too.
When your parents or grandparents, whoever it was, came here, they didn't come here. They came here to make a life. They came here to join and to help build a country. These people ain't coming here to help build a country. This is what I'm trying to tell you. There's a difference in the migration system from 100 years ago to now. And plus, if you came in 100 years ago, you got nothing. Whatever you came with, if you only had 2 pennies in your pocket, that's what you survived on. The people took care of each other back then. We don't do them things anymore. You don't even have families that help families anymore.
I think we do. I mean, it's happened throughout my.
Then why is everybody
up.
looking for a place where to go or to build up their communities if that's where it's at? I've never said it out of me.
But that's just it. We should have all been doing that from the beginning. That's the way. That's the way we were built. Was communities there for each other. Do you remember the barn raisings? If somebody needed a home, everybody was out there making sure that that home was built in 2 or 3 days. It was It was just done. And that's what we have lost, is the morals and values of this country. There are no morals anymore.
You hit it on the head, Bonnie. You hit it on the head. But everybody sitting on YouTube talks about it, but how many people are really doing it?
And that's what I was really doing it too.
We've been doing it for 30 years here. We have a tight community.
I keep seeing complaining and blaming, and the only person we can blame is ourselves.
Exactly.
If each person took accountability for their actions and what they have done throughout their life, and that's...
No, they want to complain about it, which doesn't do any good.
It's time to do something and do something good. Try to be a better person.
I'm hoping that time hasn't passed, truthfully, Bonnie. But it doesn't matter. There's always a starting point for something. But still, I mean, your time is short to get this going. Otherwise, everybody can tell you we can elect somebody that can go in there for 4. He's only there for 4 years. Do you understand? This is going to take 100 years to fix.
Elections don't work. We've seen that. It's all rigged. So
no, it's not even rigged. Here's the thing, Bonnie. You think it was rigged. It wasn't even rigged. It's the perception that they fed people that it was rigged and that this was all planned by these elites. They're all in one. Do you not understand? If you want anything in this world, all you got to do is give your soul to Satan. He'll make sure you're the kings and the queens of this world.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
He offered it to Jesus. No, but these other ones that are ruling this world have. Jesus wouldn't take the kingdoms. Why wouldn't he?
That's been their choice. But those of us
we still got to live under it. We're still living underneath this evilness that's all over the planet. It's not just here in the United States. And this is the bad thing about it all. Everybody thinks if we fix it here, the whole world's fixed. It's not going to be fixed. If the whole rest of the world goes totally even and we stay good, who are we going to trade with? I mean, this is worldwide. I mean, you look at anything on your shelves now, what does it say? It says China. You think we're really going to get in a war with China? I don't think so. I think it's all just bullshit because our military used to train with their military just a few years ago. And why would they be training with another country's military and then all of a sudden now they're our enemies? Something's coming, Bonnie.
Yeah, I know who Elaine is. Used to be Eddie.
Most of these people coming across the border now are not Mexican or El Salvador. They're from Iraq, China. Hey, they say the biggest influx right now is from India. You know, they kind of look
Yeah.
Mexican too, in a way. You know, people
So
won't even notice them.
I saw today too, the NWO is amping up. So that's somehow, some way, we've got to come together. As it,
Yeah, you're
there's
wishing
got
in one
to be
hand and shitting in the other. The only ones you're going to be able to is the people that are close to you. And that's the same way with
Yes.
everybody out there in YouTube land. It's not me across the internet. It's you and the people that you're close to. It's you and your neighbors.
Yes.
It's you and your family. That's your safety net.
Yes.
Not me here on
Yes.
the internet. Because I can't do anything for you 2,000 miles away. And you can't do anything for me.
And the problem I'm having with mine is, since they're not seeing it, actually seeing it right in front of their nose, they are not open to conversations about this. They think, oh, Mom, you're just talking like it's the end of the world. No, I'm talking like we need to work together to make sure that we're okay. We need to be in the community, helping the community, talking to the community. What do we need to do? And that's what I've been doing with the community. The community is easier to talk to. You know how when you're raising your kids, and when you can sit there and tell your kids something and they're like, yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then some other stranger or a friend, not a stranger, but one of your friends tells them the exact same thing you just said. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's right. We need to do that. And so that's the way it is. So the community is more receptive to hearing anything that's said than the girls right here in my home.
We all have that. We all face that, Bonnie. You're not the only one. But you just let them, you keep doing what you're supposed to be doing that God's telling you to do. Remember, you can't save their soul any ways, even if it's your family member. They get judged alone. But what you can do, you can be the stepping stone for when the time is needed that they come to you. That's when the time is, that's when you're going to see the mass migration of people looking for a safety net that you keep talking about. You know, people are going to come to you, or what would you do if these people, you know, people will look for that safety net. But the bad thing about that is going to be good people and
Yes.
bad people. But the people
Yes.
that are closest to you are going to be the first ones.
Yes.
So,
But that's just it. I have been here for almost 40 years, and most of the people in this town know me.
right.
And so if they think that they can turn to me for something, they're going to. And I feel the same with them. If there's something that I could turn to them for, I would do that also. And it's been, I've been to every church that exists.
Well, you got to
And
look at what are your needs. I mean, what are the things you're supposed to be looking after? What are going to be your needs? Do you see that are going to be your needs? And them are the things that you need to be working on. Is it food security? I think all of us need that.
yes, and
Is it
water. Water is a big one.
I mean, I like them kind of securities.
So
I mean, we've been doing this for a long time, growing our own food. You know, we estimated that we're lucky if 10% of what we eat comes out of a store. And that's either in sugar, salt, coffee, you know, because I'm not going to sit here and grind down things, you know what I'm saying, to make coffee right now. I
yes,
do know how to do that, but I'm not going to do it right now.
yes,
But just think, we supply 90% of our own food. We trade, we grow, we hunt, we fish, we trap. I mean, we supply ourselves with our own food. We have a community of us that do this shit. This is, we've seen something coming bad for a long time. And we got great people here, and they care about people. That's why they're so outspoken, and they really don't give a shit if you like them or not. Like I don't care if you like me or not, because you're not my savior. You're not what gets me into heaven. You're not. And it's, when I have a problem trying to explain it, I just let it go. That person, if I know that he's got qualities and that we need in our group, he's going to be welcome in welcome arms, but he's going to end up working his ass off because he sat and did nothing while the rest of us has been doing something. I didn't, during the time when shit hits the fan, ain't the time to be learning how to grow food, because where are you going to get the seeds?
But you have to understand too that they're going to be out of shape. They can't
They're going to be out of, well, look at most of America's out of shape.
Yes. And so it's, you can't expect them to just jump into dawn to dusk immediately.
Well, they're gonna be digging holes or something. They're gonna be wearing off that fat real quick.
Might be what saves them in the end.
Well, and I've got some fat to burn too. Those Nilla wafers, I'm not buying anymore. They're gone. That addiction is gone.
I ate a half an apple pie with caramel on it today.
Oh my goodness.
Homemade apple pie. Yes, we picked our own apples. Yes, the wife made the crust and all that. Yep.
And but that's another thing. Enjoy it while you can. It's
I enjoy every bit of it.
Yes.
How can you not enjoy going out and picking a cherry tomato and popping it in your mouth and chewing on it? How can you not? Something that you grew. Right, Ronan?
That's right. Nothing better.
Nothing better.
Like celery or like some just like so much more flavorful than what you get at the grocery store. Everything is.
Yes.
When I see my grandchildren go out there and pick in the garden, put it in their mouth, and the smiles on their face, it makes me so happy. It really does. And this year's been a tough year for all of us. I've been luckier than most, but we haven't had a summer. You guys have. It's 40 degrees in the mornings here, 30s sometimes. All summer long. Food don't grow very good. Our like I said, we've had to harvest more this year because everything's smaller because of the weather.
Good night, David.
So it took us a lot more work this year.
Yeah, it was hard for me this year too, but I did notice like which ones did good. Which tomato plants do better in like this drier, hot, weird summer, whatever.
Yep.
So I think I'm going to stick with those. The other ones, I like the flavor and they're good tomatoes and everything, but if they're not going to make it, I don't want to, invest all that energy in something that's just going to die.
And mine didn't do anything. And so that's why I am in touch with other growers, because I just didn't get anything produced like it needed to be. And so, and the girls brought home a watermelon and they were so excited. And I said, please save the seeds. Well, it's a seedless watermelon.
Yeah, you're not going to find a watermelon with seeds unless you buy it or make it or grow it yourself.
I guess so. I don't know where they are, but the real watermelons are not here. And Elaine, no one's going to treat you bad here. I won't allow that.
I got a few watermelons growing. Not as many as I did last year, not nearly as big as I did last year, but I thought I was going to get 0. But I got about 4 out there. One's the size of a volleyball. The other ones are smaller. They just get smaller from there. And then there's like a bunch of the itty bitty ones, but might have a little bit longer growing season. I'm just going to wait them out and see what happens.
Yeah, it don't hurt.
Yep. And those are from the watermelon seeds I had for my watermelons last year. You guys remember me feeding the chickens the watermelon and stuff. It's all the same.
Yes.
my cherry style tomatoes, all those did just fine. It's my big beefy watery tomatoes that they just didn't make it. Even with me watering them, they still rotted. So
Plant life, you're lucky. It's 84 here right now. Our low tonight, sometime during the night, is 73. Any mods, please do not remove Elaine's comments. I would appreciate it. I'm sorry, Elaine. I can't see it from this side that you've been removed. Ah, David, send that down this way. D-Dog 66. Ah.
oh, I see it.
Well, that's the,
Looks like
there's
Lane's
the other
comment was
thing.
held for review. I just clicked show, but that was way up in the chat.
Oh, okay. Thank
When
you.
I think it was, yeah, it said it was held for review, and then I clicked allow. I didn't say anything bad. There's a couple I saw in here, and it was just weird. I clicked allow. I hope that's okay. There was no cursing.
Yes.
Wasn't talking bad about nobody or nothing like that.
And it's
You know?
YouTube. I don't know why it does that to some comments and some it doesn't. It's YouTube. I can't control YouTube.
It's not just about growing food. How about learning how to save your food, how to can your food, how to save the seeds? I mean, there's a lot into what we do. I mean, this just isn't,
Yes.
hey, just throw something in the ground. No, we're out there every day, working the grounds and whatnot. The old lady more than me, then
Well,
I better give the credit where
that's
it's due.
George is retired now. He's
Right.
oh, I wanted to tell you that word retired. I looked it up because retired to me means removed, but so I looked at the old meaning of retired, and it comes from, derived from the French retirer, meaning to withdraw. The common definition today is retirement. So I'm wondering if that's like a something that they did on purpose also to make you think you're retired, living the good life, and it's actually
I work just as hard now as I did when I worked.
well, and that's just it for what we
probably
do.
harder.
It's till your body doesn't move anymore,
Yes.
type of a thing.
Till
But
you
the
drop.
retirement, in my mind's eye, I suppose I've always considered that like from a corporation, right? And that's ultimately what is happening. You're retiring from the corporation. You receive your pension from it. You are retreating from the federal corporation, if you will, in that
Yes.
sense. And you're getting that money
Yes.
from it in one way or another. That Social Security, whatever it is,
Well, you're
everyone pays
supposed
into
to.
it. Yeah, exactly. Because you are participating
I
in, and that's
think-
what you're stepping back from, and getting able to live the life you
Yes.
probably wanted to live the whole time, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
When you
Well,
consider
I
I paid
application.
taxes for 50 years. Well, not 50 years, but 45 years. Because I started paying taxes when I was 17. You think I could get any of that back? I mean, retirement ain't shit. You still
Yeah.
got to end up working. Most people got to end up working. I mean, anybody
Yes.
that is living a good life probably doesn't see what's going on right now in the world anyways. Could care less because they're living the good life. I'm kind of glad I don't live the good life.
In the eyes of the world, I suppose it's the good life. I'd rather be doing something outside, messing with the chickens in the garden, even like pumping water
Yes.
this evening wasn't even all that bad. I was kind of like, I didn't want to do it at first. I was like, well, I got to do some because I'm not going to do it in the morning. I'm a bear in the morning. But I started pumping. I'm like, you know what? The water was cold. Everything was nice. It was in the shade. I was like, you know what? This is the life. Forget about it. All hell could break loose right now. And I'll just be pumping my water into my barrels. Nothing's going to change for me,
Yeah, just like me. My day, when the world goes down, my day's not going to change much.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna do like I did today. Went out, cut wood, then I harvested a bunch of beet seeds. We've got we probably harvested a couple 100,000 beet seeds today. And I replanted 3 tomato plants and brought them inside because they were small. They were growing in the compost pile. They started growing in the compost pile, so I dug them up, brought them in.
Sometimes they'll grow better in the compost.
I have volunteer tomatoes growing along.
That's what's on that light up back there. That's what that light is.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Cool.
So
I can't catch my chicken, D-Dog, for me to choke it. They're too quick.
Me and the dog, we took our usual walk and did our area walk to make sure everything's good in the area. I mean, things, my life ain't gonna change just because the world goes to hell. I still gotta go do firewood every day.
I'm worried about this skunk that's been coming around the last couple of days. I think it stole eggs from me, but I don't know for sure if my chickens haven't laid in the last couple of days. If they ate them, I didn't see any evidence of them eating them.
You're not going to see any evidence. They'll eat the shell and all.
They do, but I see the little bit of yellow on their chest. They're the especially the 2 white ones I have.
Maybe your chickens are getting them.
They have in the past, and then I filled the shells with mustard and put them in there, and they never touched them since. It has been hot. The weather's been just kind of annoyingly hot, and they usually act to that. So it could be a combination of things, but the smell of that skunk, I know he was right there. He had to have been doing something around my coop. Maybe just looking for some corn that spilled or something, but these are real world problems, guys.
Hey, don't be setting no live traps, man, because I had that happen last year. I had some live traps set out here because I had a couple rabbits I needed to get out of the gardens, and I ended up getting a skunk in it. Well, getting a skunk out of a live trap ain't the easiest thing to do.
No, it's not. And we use mothballs. We'll put them up under the house and around the edge, and it works for snakes and a whole lot of things. They don't like mothballs at all. But that's because EarthLight has told us that our grid's not going to hold up for the winter. I'm emptying freezers and dehydrating meat and vacuum sealing it just so it doesn't go bad, and so we have that if needed.
Yeah, well, you could do that. Make up stews and vacuum pack stews. You could do a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yes. And but still the concern is water. So it would be good to make it into stews now, because then I wouldn't have to worry about water then.
And not just that, the time it takes to cook would be quicker.
Yep.
Everything. If the world goes to hell, you're going to have a lot of things to do. You want to make sure that everything is down to the least amount of time as you can, because you only have so much daylight. You're not going to be out there working in the dark.
Yes, no.
So, well, I mean, time is crucial.
Here I can do, because that's when it's cooler and easy.
What the hell's with mothballs now? You ever smoke mothballs?
Yeah, they smell like urinal cakes.
They're horrible.
How do you get your nose between your legs?
Oh God! Amen. What am I gonna do with y'all? Goodness.
One thing, Bonnie, if you're worried about water at the end of your canning season, if you have extra jars and lids and stuff, you can can water. And it's like, I think they call it like sanitary water, something like that. It'll keep.
And not just that, that's food security. I mean, have the stuff already done up and in your freezer as food security. What if the markets go down? You know, this is what I'm saying is I
Yes.
don't care what other people think. I like to make sure my grandchildren are going to eat no matter what. I don't
Yep.
care if they believe
And
what
it,
I'm doing is stupid, crazy, or anything. It's going to be done because I'm doing it. I'm not asking them to do it. And I do
and
it
And
that's
just
why
that's
I
for
just
say if
it.
you
security.
have to, go to the food bank.
Right.
The food banks are there for a reason, and
In the
because
greatest country
not
on the
too many
planet,
people
right?
go to them.
We have Feed America. Let that
Yeah.
sink in. The greatest
Mhm.
country on the planet, people want me to believe, but we have things like Feed America and food banks and charity centers. The greatest country in the world, that's what we have.
Well,
That just shows you that
we
we're
even
not the
have a
greatest
little
country.
library. We have it's a box with a glass door in the front, and you go and you swap out. Like if you have something that nobody will eat, whatever, um, and or if you have more of anything, people will go and they'll swap out, or they'll just load it up, or um, this is a really giving community that I'm in. Thank goodness, because they do pretty much look out for each other, except for the new ones that have moved in. Some are good, some are bad, and that's just the way it is. But even some of the locals, some are good, some are bad.
Yeah, my wife goes with the neighbor lady to give out that food every once a month to people.
Yeah, and they're always needing volunteers.
Yeah, well, you see
That's
how many people that go to them. I mean, you can get rid of a trailer load easy.
yes,
I mean, it's a shame that people are in that much need in our country.
yeah. Well, I
I mean,
remember during COVID, um, ours, it was, I don't know why people quit going, but they were putting on Facebook, please come to the food bank. We don't care how much money you make. Just please come and help us get rid of some of this food. And so we went down there, 12 bags of groceries for one person.
wow.
And I was like, whoa. And so, yes, all that went in the freezer. The canned stuff was used. I mean, it was all used. It wasn't, because if you get it at a food bank, you try to use that pretty quick. Sometimes it's expiring soon, and I don't know how you determine the dates on cans. If the girls see it expired, they're, no, we can't eat that. Well, I think if it's not dented or rusted, it's okay. I don't know.
You
I
could always
saw
open it up,
Nunya,
give it a little
Texas.
smell, you know.
Yeah, Nunya, Texas. He pulled out some food grade barrels that his mother had packed in like 15, 20 years ago. I can't remember what he said. And he was unpacking it, and the um the stuff that had like cheeses or dairy in it, it didn't look too good when he opened up the cans. But the salsa and stuff like that, when he'd open it up, he grabbed some chips and just started eating it. And he said, tastes pretty good to me. And I was like, there you go. I mean, it had sat there in that bucket with just plastic bags in between the jars, I guess, so they wouldn't break. And they were fine, most of it.
Yeah, well, I
So I
mean, you
don't think that,
can't go by expiration dates. That's That's for the stores have to
No.
pull it off the shelves. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just
And
forcing
that's what
more
he
business.
was like when he would open them. He would make sure that the lid wasn't rusted or had any mold or anything on the tops of the lids, and it all looked okay. And so he was trying it.
I
Well, you
found
can use it. Tell.
I found glass lids, these old glass lids at a garage sale. They only had 3 jars with them on there. Like the rings are metal, but the actual lid itself is made out of glass.
Wow, I
Oh,
ain't seen
wow.
them in forever.
I didn't even know there was such
Mm-mm.
thing. I was like,
Yeah.
this is cool.
Mhm. I didn't
Wow,
either.
them are old.
And I remember my grandmother, we would save pickle jars, we would save mayonnaise jars, just all of them. And
Butter tubs.
because,
Yeah,
because
right.
I think those wide mouth lids fit on all of those perfect. And so usually she was just buying lids instead of jars and lids.
Right, yeah, that's all we got to
Because
buy
that's,
is lids. I mean, we got cases and cases and cases. I mean, what, and even though a lot of, I keep trying to tell my wife the same thing. Quit throwing the lids away. They can be boiled. That rubber ring will come back out. You can
yes,
reuse them. But no, nope, we're
no,
using new ones. I'm not taking the chance. And do what you're gonna do. But yeah, I mean, so don't throw your old ones away. I mean, you can boil them back. I mean, that's how you want to seal them, anyways. I mean, it's rubber.
yes.
They will. You can use them more than once. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm still eating stuff that she canned from 2012. I mean, our
Mm-hmm.
rotation, man, sucks or something. I mean, we gotta get better at our rotation here. What it is, it's
Yeah,
not our rotation. It's just that we have too much shit all the time, I guess. But it's all the stuff that we produced. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Everything that's canned is stuff that we produce. Or like today, they did salsas. I was surprised that you said that, but they were doing salsas, bacon pies. Uh,
yeah.
I mean, the girls were busy today.
That's good.
I had the easy jobs.
That's what I've been doing too, is rotating out and um, telling them, okay, these got to be used now, and then restocking as I can. But
I'm a
I don't have any canned stuff like you're doing, George.
I've been a big fan of dehydrating stuff last couple years. Just I don't know,
Yeah.
it seems to be easier. I don't have to worry about spoilage. In my vacuum sealer, I can vacuum seal the lids on the jars with it. It has a little tube and an adapter. Sits right on there. I think they
Yeah.
all have something like that. But it works great. I
Yeah. I need
have
one of those.
powdered eggs that I made a year ago, and I had um, my sister was visiting, and I was like kind of just showing her some of the stuff I dehydrated, all kinds of different things. I made my own powdered like the tomatoes and peppers, and like made my own seasoning. It smells so good. It's like so pungent, everything I grew.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, let's open up this
That's
jar of
good.
eggs, this powdered eggs. All I did was I whipped the eggs, I whipped them up, and I put them in the dehydrator in the trays that are for like fruit leather and things like that. I just let it go until it
Mm-hmm.
was dried, and blended all that up into a powder, put it in a jar, vacuum sealed the lid, and I thought it would smell like a rotten egg a year later. I opened it up, it smelled good. It was like, this is actually like just fine. I was so surprised.
Hmm.
It's like, dang.
Wow.
And then it's like, for eggs, I mean, scrambled is probably going to be the only way I'm going to eat any kind of preserved eggs. I know there's water glassing, there's all kinds of really cool ways to do that. It just doesn't jive with me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have a vat of lye water and picking eggs and nah, you know.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I was surprised. So
And that's what I was thinking about, dehydrating some eggs that, because we don't use a whole lot of eggs. And so when they buy them, they're just using like 2 to 4 out of them or whatever. Then just dehydrate the rest so that my granddaughter kind of made a face when I said that. And I said, it's eggs.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
you
the problem.
rehydrate them, whip
These
them back
kids
up,
are
and you
so,
boom, scrambled eggs.
yes, these kids are so picky. It ain't even funny. They're gonna. I feel for them.
That'll change when they get hungry enough. They'll be eating the shit out of those
Yes,
powdered eggs.
yes.
Pardon my French.
Gotten too used to the convenience. Rabbit and Meat go. Rabbit was having connection issues, and I don't know where Meat Puppet went. He may have had to seal up his truck for the night or something. Did he say anything?
I
No,
think he just
Maybe he
kind of
lost connection.
disappeared.
I think he lost connection.
Yeah.
He's on the road.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and close this one up.
Good.
Elaine, I'm so glad to see you back again. Kind of missed you. And I'm glad that you two came up. Well, all of y'all. Chuck, me puppets, rabbits. Link, please. Uh-oh. What does D-Dog want to?
Get ambitious in your communities, people. Bring the people together. Let's do this.
Yes.
The party's about ready
Yep.
to begin.
We even started a community garden here in town, and
Good.
it was, if you work it, then you can take some produce, and so the people here are willing to do what needs to be done.
Some of the people you got to get to know. And then probably
Yep.
tell them, hey, we need to probably do this in our own yards too.
Yes. And I've got a huge area to do that if I could get water to it. So I have to put it like around the house at
Close
the
out the
front.
show. Close out the show. Then we'll talk. Got people hanging here.
All right.
What's up, D-Dog?
What happening, Chuck?
Hey, D-Dog. I'm closing up.
Well,
y'all
just
have
a
a good
second.
night. Oh, just a second.
Yep. Walmart.com, $25 starts you off on a nice pot.
We all like pot.
Oh yeah.
Comes
Oh,
with a
wow. Let's talk
basket.
about
Hot water
Basic
bath.
directions for canning.
Yep.
There you go.
That's perfect.
You can get seven quarts in it. That's only $25. But if you
Dang.
spend $35 at Walmart.com, you get shipping for free. My neighborhood just bought 100 of them. It came in 2 skids plus a partial.
What do you figure jars are about $1.50 a piece right now?
Depends what you get. One of the best prices I found was Rural King. Yeah, they're about $1 less than Walmart's price, but they don't offer free shipping, and they don't have enough in stock anymore. And learn tricks, because that's what everyone's green beans looks like. That's what mine look like. See a difference?
Hold up.
Nice. Did you blanch them, or how did you
Nope.
get them to stay nice and green like that?
Added 50 milligrams of zinc.
Yeah, it keeps
Is it
them healthy.
powdered or?
No, it's a little pill. You can get it at any store.
Cool.
It's the
Good
same
to know.
thing the
Do they stay
Amish were doing
crunchier?
before the canning company started doing it. They were adding zinc to it. And the human body can consume up to 300 milligrams of zinc a day, so no danger of poisoning yourself. And if you add copper, because you can get that in a pill too, it actually helps your body absorb the zinc, and your body needs zinc. If you ever had diarrhea, it's because of lack of zinc.
Yeah, I've heard that, and it also, what the hell, magnesium causes it too, doesn't it, if you're low on it?
Right.
Last time it was because of Taco Bell. All right.
Well, there's no nutrition on fast food.
Definitely no zinc in there.
Wait. Is that, because that looks like one of my bottles.
It's
That's
glass.
magnesium.
Yep, it's the
Highly
same brand.
absorbable.
Is that a powder or a pill, Chuck?
Those are pills. I'll show you.
That's
Big old
yeah,
horse
that's the
pill?
brand of my
That's
vitamin
not a pill.
A.
That's a pill. Look how big that sucker is.
Oh wow.
Looks like something that has to be inserted uncomfortably.
Yes. Bend over.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna close it up. Thank you all for joining us tonight.
Yeah,
Good night, y'all.
Elaine, I don't support Walmart either, but that's the best price to get started.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, and that's where people need to. I'm lucky. All mine's been hand me down from my great grandmother way down, and the same thing on my wife's. I mean, all ours is we've had for years. So, but yeah, if you're gonna get started, that's a great what you just showed them. I mean,
I got a buddy who works
Yep.
for like concerts and stuff. He sets them up. He's a rigger, whatever, and he's a manager. His mama passed here a while back, and he said that she's got a barn
Good night,
shop
Elaine.
back there. She does all her canning in, and he don't want to fool with it. None of his cousins, brothers, and sisters want to fool with it. And he told me I could have it. I just got to catch up with it. He said there's probably 3 or 4 pan setups. He goes, a couple of burners out there where she cook outside. And he said if he had to guess, probably 200 or 300 jars.
Goodness.
Yep, and the next best price for canners, go to graniteware.com, and Graniteware is a great resource for canning.
Is that those gray looking covered? They're coated with that.
Yeah, enamel coated.
Graniteware.com. Okay, wrote it down. All right. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you for joining us. Much love. Thank you, everybody on panel. We'll see you next time. God bless you, and just hang in there.